What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back, guys. It's been a little while since my last video on Star Trek figures, Exo-6 specifically, and I've missed the last three. Now, I had no microphone for a week, so that didn't help my cause on making videos for you guys, but I'm going to get caught up today. So we're going to talk about this, of course, spacewalking Worf. We got to talk a little bit about Zachary Quinto Spock, and if I'm feeling spicy, maybe I'll give us some talk on the Admiral Pike figure. I'm so on that one. So guys, stick around. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. Live long and prosper, of course. And let's get into it.
YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of the Ben Thomas Show. My continuing mission to explore strange new Star Trek reviews, to seek out new Star Trek collectors and new badass collectibles, and to boldly go where no Trek collector has gone before.
Okay guys, welcome back. So I wanted to start this video today with Worf. I think that's the one that I'm most excited about here from First Contact. Now, I absolutely love Star Trek First Contact. Easily one of my favorite Trek films of all time, if not one of the better films of all time for Trek to begin with, let's be honest. And of course, when the Borg are attacking and, the Enterprise, crew is thrust into the past and you're worried the whole time, what if the Borg is successful? Right? Like, what if the Federation, the Trek that we know and love, gets wiped out of existence? What if the Borg win? And there are some critical moments of the film where you might think, man, the Borg has a chance, especially leading up to this scene where Worf has to suit up in the EVA suit with Picard and Lieutenant Hawk and go for a little spacewalk to go clear the deflector dish of these swarming Borg. And it's a really great scene, especially this.
Simulate this.
And I absolutely love that, right? When you see the explosion and, Worf is such a freaking badass in this film. And of course, in that moment, a couple moments earlier, maybe Worf is going to go down, right? His oxygen is coming out of his suit because he got a gash in it, right? When he comes back and shoots the Borg on the deflector dish and you see that he's got the Borg arm tied around his leg, to seal out the oxygen, right? And it's floating in space. Freaking crazy. And I love the fact that this figure comes with that accessory with a wire as well to give it that zero-G look. I think that's fantastic. Now, let's talk about the head sculpt here. I gotta give them credit. This looks like Michael Dorn as Worf. It does. This is now the second Worf we've seen, right? We got the old Worf version from Picard, and now this. I think it looks definitely like Worf. They did a great job. Even the Krug was a great representation of Christopher Lloyd. So clearly they can nail male Klingon likeness for some reason. Now, my subtle complaint with this sculpt is that I would say that the hair is a little plasticky. It still kind of gives me that 2015, 2016 Hot Toys look. So that's a little on the unfortunate side. But let's be honest, this might not be the only Worf we get. And this has given me actually a lot of confidence, right? You guys know, as collector, I love my TNG line. And I've been waiting with bated breath to find out what Lieutenant Worf might look like from the bridge proper look on TNG. I couldn't wait. And I was excited because I figured this would be the closest representation we'd get. The old man Worf just didn't quite look like the Worf that I remember, There was just, he's an old guy now, right? Makes sense. But I was excited to see this, and they didn't disappoint. I love this. It gives me lots of faith for the TNG one. I'd also be shocked, honestly, if they don't farm this head sculpt a little bit and give us a bridge uniform proper look, because of course we got the Data and the Picard with their bridge uniforms on in First Contact as well. So it'd be crazy to me a little bit if they didn't give us this head sculpt again, but with a bridge uniform. And of course, such an iconic scene between Worf and Picard when he says, "If you were any other man, I would kill you where you stand," right? And their friendship over the years, it was a devastating line to hear from Worf, right? Because it was such a breakdown in trust, and great. It was great. Now, the other piece here is that you may be holding off on this Worf because they haven't shown us a Picard in EVA outfit yet, or a Hawk, right? Maybe if they give us Lieutenant Hawk in the EVA uniform, but with the slightly assimilated face, like that could be really cool. I could get on board with that, even just as the twosome as part of a display. But for right now, if you want the spacewalk look, you're only getting Worf. Now, the accessories here are also a standout piece for me because I love that they gave the blade that's tucked up under the back of Worf, right? I love that aspect of it. I love that they've given us the phaser rifle. I think looks great overall. Again, I love the floating Borg arm. That's a huge standout. And the EVA suit lights up, but not just lighting up with batteries. Like, this is a USB-C light up, which I'm pretty sure is the first time we've actually seen Exo-6 give us a figure that has light up features like that, with the exception of Locutus, which had the button cell battery. But again, they always suck, so I don't count that. I know the bridge chairs do have the USB-C, so again, staying kind of in line with that. But to their credit, Exo-6, yeah, that's awesome. I was stoked about seeing that in this figure. And I think in the EVA suit, with it being kind of lit up and the buttons going off and stuff, I think that's pretty cool. Does he come with magnetic boots? Probably not, but maybe that's asking for too much. Except for the fact that this is $285 plus shipping. That is insane. That is such a high cost. We're in Hot Toys territory at this point. And like I just said, his hair looks like it's Hot Toys from 2015. And Hot Toys back in 2015 were $245, not $285 plus shipping. And tariffs potentially and all of the things, right? Like, we got to think about how much money are we willing to spend on this particular variant of Worf. I think this is awesome. I'm celebrating this one. I think this is like an 8.5 out of 10, maybe even a 9 figure. This is the most excited I've been about their accessories, the likeness, the outfit in some time. But $285 is a lot. If it doesn't feel like a Hot Toys quality in hand, people are going to be pissed off. And we're already seeing huge attrition, right? We're already seeing collectors bail on Exo-6 already because it's taking too long to get the characters that they want, or their varying qualities and likenesses and, the look of these characters. And we're going to talk about Spock next because that's wonky in my opinion. But for me, like, if I already know that I want a bridge uniform Worf from TNG, how many Worfs do I even need? And we've heard the developer say that if they gave us all of the characters we want up front, that they'd go out of business. But it still doesn't make sense to me, because if I don't want to buy any of the 3 figures that I'm going to talk about tonight, and a lot of you out there feel the same, wouldn't that put them out of business faster? They still got to put all the money into the R&D and development, do they not? Like, there's a disconnect there for me. But I really like this. Now, this is coming out, it looks like, or the pre-order end date is ending as of November the 10th. So just keep that in mind if you want to get this one locked in through Exo-6's website specifically. And it's supposed to come out in the Q2 of 2026. So pretty quick turnaround. For me, as of right now, this is a skip. If I could see this on a deal at some point, or if it sits for a while and, a sideshow reduces it at some point, I'd definitely be tempted because I love this, but I don't think I want to pay that kind of money, not for this specific scene, even though it's a badass scene for Worf. Let's be honest. Now let's talk about the Zachary Quinto Spock, because I will be honest, when I first looked at this, I didn't realize it was Exo-6 at first. I thought it was like a cheaper quality line, like a figure line. I think the head sculpt looks cheap. I think the paint applications look cheap. I think that the outfit looks terrible. The tailoring on it looks all bunched up and oversized, and the material choice that they've used here, in my opinion, I don't love either. It might be the closest to what the uniforms look like, but it doesn't look good. It looks like a figure that's supposed to be about $110. And if I spent $110 on this, I'd be like, yeah, okay, cool. I've got a Zachary Quinto Spock in my, random collection room. But again, in terms of the price point here, when we are looking at a price point of $220 plus $25 flat shipping rate, like you're getting into the $45 off of Hot Toy pricing. And there is no way in hell that this is Hot Toys quality. It's not even close. And so for me, this is an immediate skip. And in terms of the figure itself in the movies, in Beyond, which is my least favorite of the 3, it still had some moments that I loved, but it's my least favorite of the 3. Even Christopher Pine's character, the captain, ends up wearing a blue uniform for a bunch of the movie. It doesn't even give the same feel of the original Captain Kirk look. And we haven't got a Kirk for this Spock yet. So that's not the Kirk that I think that I would want, which already kind of sucks, because then who am I going to pair this with, even if I wanted to get this? And I really liked the original film, the 2009 Star Trek. Like, that has some memories for me. I was a pretty young guy. I liked the fact that it got new interest in Star Trek for people to start loving it again, because like, you know, us old school folks, right, like the guys who have been loving Star Trek forever, we still went and saw that, and there was stuff that we liked about it and stuff we didn't. Like, I know not everybody liked the Into Darkness movie with Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan. Like, it wasn't the Khan we know, it wasn't the story we know, like that rubbed people the wrong way, but they were still fun movies. They were still fun Trek movies. They just didn't have quite the same feel as the original series. So for me, this is a skip either way. Honestly, I didn't love this movie. I don't love this representation of Spock, even though I will say I did like Zachary Quinto Spock more than the Strange New Worlds Spock. That guy hasn't grown on me at all yet as Spock. Zachary Quinto still felt like Spock to me, so I think he did a good job there. But if I'd paid $110 for this figure, I'd be more interested. I'd think it was okay, but this isn't great. And they don't even show everything the figure comes with. There's no slide for that, which I think is an absolute missed opportunity every single time they've done that lately, because if they're going to ask for money, they should show us everything it comes with, whether it's just hands or whatever it is. Show us what's in it, or don't expect money for it. This one's supposed to come out second quarter of 2026, so keep that in mind if you are locking this in. And don't get me wrong, guys, I don't want to crap on any of these figures by any stretch. That's not my intention. If anything, it's because I'm kind of a Star Trek fan, if you haven't noticed, and I like this stuff. I get excited when I see something new that's Star Trek out, right? It's like a Star Wars fan loving Star Wars releases. I get excited about Star Trek, whatever it is. But this one does not bring me any excitement, and neither does this next one here, the Strange New Worlds Admiral Pike. To me, this feels like reuse. The head sculpt, I think it's the exact same sculpt as the younger Captain version. The skin is painted different. There's some more texturing there, it looks like. I think slightly better paint applications. And the hair is more gray. It's a lot less blonde like the Captain representation. But to me, Strange New Worlds is still kind of growing on me. Like, I haven't loved it, but I don't hate it necessarily. But I don't know if I want to collect from it. But if I was going to collect from it, I would want to collect them in their standard, bridge uniform outfits. I think the Admiral look here is taking it to a level that I don't care about for this character. And he comes with a Klingon box, which looks like it has a little piece of kryptonite in there and all that. But like, again, for $215 plus shipping, for a character that to me feels very like second tier, even though he's the Admiral and he's the captain and all the things, like, he feels kind of second tier. If this is a great episode, please point me in the direction and I will go watch it. And if I love the episode and it makes me want to collect it, I will change my words here, guys. I'll eat them. But for me, I'm like, do you guys actually want this? Like, really, really want this? Or what character for the Star Trek lines are you holding out for? Because between this and that Spock, I'm seeing people just leave. I'm just seeing people leave collecting Exo-6. They're just leaving. They're like, well, it's taking too long. That's it. I'm out. Or the quality varies so dramatically that like, you're like, which team is going to get this line of characters that I love? And how much longer are we going to wait to see some of these other lines actually fulfilled? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. And I haven't always felt like I have a lot of trust in what the developer tells us, the messaging they give us. I don't have a lot of trust in it. He's broken my confidence. And so overall, as a collector of Star Trek, I love Star Trek. I'll always be grateful to Exo-6 for having the balls to at least make some of these. But I'm going to call them out if they're not great. And the Worf surprised me. I'm happy about that one. I'm really excited to see what TNG Worf looks like. But let me know if you guys are happy with these, and if you're picking all three of these up, none of these up. Are you in on Exo-6 still and just waiting on your favorite character, or are you out? Depending on the quality and the pricing and all of the things, right? We're in a different collector sphere nowadays too. We have to be budgeting our money differently. There's a lot of things like tariffs that are adding costs dramatically to us. So if we're not smart with our money, we'll get buried by figures. And I don't want to get buried by mid-tier figures. I want to get buried by awesome figures. If it's going to drain me dry, that's what I want. Now, last thing, my last Star Trek video I made about the #1 figure from Strange New Worlds. Now, I was a little heated in that video because I hate that they call her #1 in that show, but I totally forgot that was still from the original series. That #1, even though in my headcanon, in my brain, Riker will always be #1. I forgot, honestly, that she was referred to as number 1 in the original series. So to those of you out there who called that out, thanks for that. Thanks for still watching and enjoying the video either way, despite that flub. But yeah, honestly, I'm not going to try and lie to you guys. I 100% forgot that was the thing. And number 1 will be Riker for me anyways, forever. So I guess I just didn't need to be as heated about it at the end of the day. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are on all of these figures. I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below. But if you liked the video today, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. Live long and prosper, of course, my friends. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Wow, what a great audience. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because subscribing makes you feel good.
Where shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
It's gone. It's all gone.